That's a small town located on the southeast side of Clear Lake, 13 miles from Lakeport. The fire has already scorched 8,200 acres. CAL FIRE says 22 structures have been destroyed. Another 600 are being threatened by flames. Mandatory evacuations are in effect for the entire Spring Valley community.
I've been evacuated 6 times the last 5 years. So this is nothing new, but this is the closest one. This one here is my backyard. I'm my wife out of here, my neighbor's dogs. I'm out of here.
What do you have with you?
What little I got. The rest is in the house.
Now, the Pawnee fire started about 5:20 Saturday night. It's still unclear how it sparked.
Evacuation orders are also in place for parts of Tehama County, where 2 wildfires broke out near the city of Red Bluff over the weekend. Right now, the Stoll fire is 60% contained. It has burned 300 acres, and a separate fire, the Lane fire, has scorched 3,000 acres with containment at just 20%.
Santa Rosa police say a man who was not invited to a dinner party showed up anyway with a gun. Now, 1 man is dead. 3 others, including a 4-year-old boy, have been wounded. Police say the suspect showed up at his estranged wife's home on Garfield Park Avenue last night. She wasn't there, but their adult son was, along with some friends and family. Police say the suspect shot the son and grandson along with another man.
In addition, we located Mr. Ross's vehicle, which was parked in the area, which was also booby-trapped, that appeared to be set so if an officer opened the door that this device would explode there in the vehicle.
Now, police say the gunman shot himself and is in critical condition. The son and grandson will be okay. Police say the man who died was a neighbor.
President Trump is continuing his push for stronger immigration policies amid the continuing family separation crisis at the border. The president tweeting, "We cannot allow all of these people to invade our country. When somebody comes in, we must immediately, with no judges or court cases, bring them back from where they came." A 1996 law allows for the immediate deportation of newly arrived immigrants arrested near the border, but those who seek asylum are given the chance to have a judge hear their plea. Some of the president's own allies in Congress have suggested hiring more immigration judges to process a growing backlog of cases. Many Republicans believe the president's own recent statements have undermined efforts to pass immigration reform. The House is expected to take up a broad immigration reform bill, but it appears unlikely it will get enough votes to pass. Meanwhile, the Department of Homeland Security says it has reunited 522 children with their parents, but there are more than 2,000 children separated and still in shelters.
A Virginia restaurant remains in the spotlight tonight after the owner refused service to White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders. On Saturday, Sanders tweeted about the incident, saying in part, quote, "Last night I was told by the owner of Red Hen in Lexington, Virginia, to leave because I work for President Trump, and I politely left." The restaurant's owner said that she asked Sanders to leave because she wanted to uphold, quote, "honesty, compassion, and cooperation." Following those actions, President Trump took to Twitter to blast the establishment. Trump tweeted in part, quote, "The Red Hen restaurant should focus more on cleaning up its filthy canopies, doors, and windows badly needs a paint job, rather than refusing to serve a fine person like Sarah Huckabee Sanders."
Californians will now have the chance to repeal the state's new gas tax. Today it was announced the proposition will be on the November ballot for voters to decide. The tax went into effect last November and raises money for road repairs and other transportation projects. But it has received criticism recently, with many public polls showing weak support for the tax.
Well, it just got a little more complicated for you to grab an Uber at SFO. The airport has made some important changes on where you can be picked up. KPIX 5's Mary Lee with what you need to know.
I'm Mary Lee here at SFO, and passengers using Uber Pool and Uber Express Pool as well as limos will now be dropped off and picked up here at this location, the domestic parking garage on the 5th floor, and signs are up letting people know exactly where to go. Now, this is only for Uber Pool and Uber Express Pool as well as limos. Now, a regular Uber X can still use traditional drop-off and pick-up locations, so they won't be affected. But airport officials say this is all to free up congestion during peak summer travel. I'll have more coming up on KPIX at 5.
Well, getting around San Francisco will be a little harder for some Muni riders. The Twin Peaks Tunnel is shutting down for 2 months. The 2-mile tunnel is overdue for maintenance, so the Forest Hill and West Portal station will be closed. The crews gave us a rare tour inside the historic 100-year-old tunnel. They say it needs repairs to tracks, the drainage system, and even tunnel walls. During weekday morning rush hour, Muni passengers transferring from M buses or K trains to BART at Balboa Park can receive a free BART single ride ticket. Now, crews will be working on the tunnel through August 24th.
Our chief meteorologist, Paul Diano, is back from his trip to the moon. And all
back.
souls are accounted for,
yes.
And he's looking forward to a fantastic week.
Due to jet propulsion technology, only took a couple weeks to come back. It's
Thanks
nice.
for being back.
Yeah. It's cooler outside. Man, was it warm over the weekend. Today, up to 25 degrees cooler than Saturday. Temperatures anywhere from the low 60s in San Francisco to the low 80s in Livermore. San Jose 78, Concord 81 degrees, Oakland 69, Santa Rosa currently 71. Over the past 24 hours, it is only the North Bay that is warmer than this time yesterday. Hayward 5 degrees cooler, SFO 7 degrees cooler, the Tri-Valley 2 degrees cooler. How about the breeze? Well, it's onshore now. Notice the winds coming in from the ocean, moving into the bay and eventually inland. Livermore a 15-mile-per-hour breeze, but it's out of the west-northwest, a northwest wind at 11 miles per hour for Redwood City, 21 miles per hour for Napa, and an onshore flow in Fairfield as well. Specifically for the fire burning in Lake County, look at the lack of wind tomorrow. This is good news. Wind gusts mainly less than 15 miles per hour, and of course an increase in relative humidity as the breeze from the ocean continues should help with the firefighting efforts. West wind moving to the east in Lake County. Overnight lows tonight, low to mid 50s. Santa Rosa 50, Oakland 54, and Mountain View 56. And tomorrow, pretty close to average. The left column, the normal high for tomorrow, and then the right column, well, how will it compare to that? San Francisco 1 degree below average, 66. San Jose 3 degrees above average with a high of 83. We're not going to stay comfortable for long, guys. We're talking about perhaps triple digits returning by this weekend. So we got hot, we got chill. Seems like we get nothing in the middle, maybe a day or two. It's either going to be really chilly or really warm.
Yeah.
The really warm stuff is about 4 days away.
All right, thanks for the warning. Okay, thank you, Paul. Well, over in New York, after responding to a crash involving a pizza delivery driver, firefighters in the town of Henrietta decided to finish off the job. They went down the street to complete the deliveries, so the pizzas wouldn't go to waste. The fire department thanked each customer for ordering out and not risk burning food and setting off the fire alarm.
Some may refer to LeBron James as King James. To his kids, though, he's just dad. Over the weekend, James was like any other parent watching his namesake, LeBron Jr., playing, guess what? Basketball, Dennis. That's right. When the junior James attempted to make his first in-game dunk, he received quite the response from the crowd, especially his dad. Following the move, camera even caught the elder James doing some dance moves after the fact.
I'm Dennis O'Donnell. Here is the latest in Bay Area sports. The A's hit Detroit for their third stop on their road trip, and with the way they have been swinging it, forget about a new ballpark in Oakland. They may want to play all their games on the road the way they're going. The well-traveled Edwin Jackson pitching for his 13th different team, tying Octavio Dutel for the Major League record. Bottom of the fifth, Tigers up 1-0. Nico Goodrum, line drive to right. Stephen Piscotty, a diving catch. Jackson allowed 1 run in 6 innings. Top 7, Piscotty does it with the bat this time. Solo shot to left. Oakland's 26th straight road game with at least 1 home run. That's amazing. Piscotty finished a triple shy of a cycle. Bottom of the 7th, Bob Melvin get a good workout with all the mound visits. Lou Trevino was the 3rd reliever of the inning, and the 3rd reliever, not a charm. Nicholas Castellanos, 3-run jack to give Detroit a 4-1 lead, but the A's came right back in the 8th. Franklin Barreto, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. A game-time double to cap off a 3-run rally. Barreto is hitting .333, 3 home runs, 10 runs batted in over his last 6 games. Jed Lowry flew out with the bases juiced in the 7th, but made up for it in the 9th. The solo shot, his 12th of the year. A's have a 1-run lead. Bottom of the 9th. Blake Trinan versus Castellanos, tying run at first base, and Trinan got the glove up just in time to get the final out and avoid injury. A's closer has converted his last 15 save chances. Oakland wins 5-4. They're 3 games over 500. That matches their season high. Detroit has lost 6 straight. NBA, the Warriors drafted Jacob Evans last Thursday night. 4 days later, the former Cincinnati Bearcat feels right home in the Bay Area.
The weather is very nice, you know. Playing in Cincinnati, there's a lot of cold nights, a lot of cold days. But I got out a little bit, walked around yesterday. It's very nice, relaxful, peaceful, beautiful area, to be honest. It's just a great place to be.
Yeah, wait till he sees the housing prices. Evans was officially introduced to the media earlier today and left no doubt that his rooting interests have changed from a couple of years ago when he appeared to be rooting against the Warriors on Twitter.
Well, I never rooted against the Warriors. I respect greatness.
All he needs to worry about is playing basketball. These aren't your, just play well, work hard.
Martin Truex Jr. was back in victory lane at Sonoma for the second time in 6 years, but he wasn't the only one celebrating Sunday night. The race was also a homecoming of sorts for Matt DiBenedetto.
California Matty D. Benedetto.
Sonoma Raceway is where Matt DiBenedetto enjoys his warmest ovation on the NASCAR circuit. He grew up about 2 hours down the road in Grass Valley.
It's fun. I got my whole family standing here behind us, so they get to, this is the one race a year that they all get to come to, and so this is definitely like a home race for me.
The driver of the 32 car doesn't arrive in helicopters, doesn't stay in fancy hotels, and doesn't have the budget of the top drivers. In fact,
we are unsponsored at Phoenix at ISM Raceway this weekend.
Earlier this season, DiBenedetto took to social media to plead for a sponsor.
Every little bit helps a small team like us. We're already on a very short, tight budget, so every little bit helps us big time. So we figured, hey, man, we just couldn't nail down a sponsor. Let's reach out, last-ditch effort on social media and see if anything comes from it. Reaching out to corporate America, and we didn't expect it, but the drivers, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Darrell Waltrip, and a couple of unspoken people as well, jumped on board.
DiBenedetto's best finish came 2 years ago with an emotional 6th place showing at Bristol.
I'm sorry, I'm so speechless. We have run on a 1/6 of the budget of the bigger teams, so if we can outperform a lot of those guys, that's good. If we can come out of here with the top 20, that's a good day for us. Top 15 would be wonderful.
What is your expectation today?
We definitely want to get inside the top 20.
The goals of race driver and crew chief seem realistic. Wife Taylor, on the other hand?
I would like to see Matt get a top 10 today, for sure. Or a win. I'll take either one.
The couple's life goes far beyond the racetrack. Social media is filled with enough DiBenedetto family episodes to create a reality show, like their wedding dance.
You could have been getting down to this sick beat.
My social media, they love her more than me, and I don't blame them. She's a lot prettier for sure, and we have a good time. I prank her. We have a lot of fun at our wedding. We had a choreographed dance to Taylor Swift song. We're not very serious people at home, when people can tell.
Look what I found cleaning the closet.
Or Taylor's fear of snakes.
Please go away, I can't.
She's petrified of snakes, so of course I go and buy little fake rubber snakes and hide them places and throw them at her and scare her, and people just love the videos, but she's one of these days she's gonna whack me in the face.
It doesn't matter if it's fake or not, it still gets me every time.
Of course, the DiBenedettos would like to include an episode about Victory Lane. Today, the 32 car started in 30th position. After racing as high as 13th, DiBenedetto finished a career-best 17th in Sonoma. And remember the crew chief?
We definitely want to get inside the top 20.
Yeah, I was interviewing your crew chief before. I said, your goal today? He goes, top 20. So congratulations. Tell me about your run.
Yeah, we got exactly that. So 17th place run, and not only did we finish 17th, we drove up there from the back. So we passed everybody and legitimately finished there. So it's cool. My pit crew did a great job. The Hartford Gold Group was a new sponsor on here. Such a big deal for us, so I can't thank them enough. The car looked great, ran great, Pit crew was great. My whole team, man. Today was a total team effort.
So now it's on to the next race in search of another sponsor and the dream of Victory Lane.
But I mean, I still get anxious because I'm like, I really want him to win. I want that first win.
Aww.
It's pretty impressive when you take a car with virtually no budget and go from 30th place to 17th.
Oh,
That's the mark of a good driver and a good crew.
I'm more focused on her getting him back.
Right. Right. The snake?
Thinking,
Throwing a snake in the shower?
To prank him
I mean,
now.
I don't know about that.
I'll have to think of some things to help her out. All right.
Keep
that was a nice
things
story.
interesting.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, they do.
Well, we stream our KPIX 5 News at 5 every day on CBSSF.com, and we'll be back in less than 60 minutes.
PIX Now News is sponsored by Philippine Tourism.
From the pristine beaches of Palawan, Cebu, or Siargao to the wonder of the world, Banawe Rice Terraces, the Philippines awaits. Your once-in-a-lifetime experiences are right there in your unused rewards card travel miles. Click and discover the Philippines.
We're all in the same business, but we all have different jobs. I will always have your back.